I want to share exactly how you can find commercial cleaning contracts, find reliable cleaners, and have a business that works for you. So let's jump into my computer.
So who is this for? Number one, existing cleaning business owners making 10 to 100K a month, and you would like to add a client acquisition system to get new contracts every month. And this is also for new cleaning business owners, or maybe you're looking to start a cleaning business so you can get commercial contracts as fast as possible. And this is also for all existing service-based companies who are looking to add recurring revenue to their business. Or maybe you're stuck at a 9 to 5 and you would like to start your own business and have a business that works for you. Because we can help you get new commercial cleaning contracts every single month. Because I want to encourage you to start, grow your own business and not be stuck at a 9 to 5 for the next 40 years of your life. You need to take this serious and learn from someone who already made 7 figures with this business model. Because before starting my own cleaning business, I was a cleaning subcontractor. And I thought that big commercial contracts were for big corporations or big franchises. But anyone who has a cleaning business can do this as long as you're willing to put in the work and do this the right way. Because you don't have to clean for the next 15 years to make this work. You don't have to go through the trial and errors of growing a business. And you don't have to sell your soul to a franchise. When you can make your own business its own empire. Because I remember working 7 days a week, cleaning houses, being a subcontractor, doing post-construction move-outs. And I asked myself, how can I do this better? Because 7 years ago, I remember having a bunch of construction jobs, being a cleaner, driving all over the city for post-construction jobs, move-outs, being a cleaning subcontractor, and I found myself working 7 days a week. And I realized that if I stopped working, I would stop earning. And what I want for you guys is to have a business that works for you, meaning that you can earn money without actually working. So how does that work? You need to get leads, walkthrough, estimates, and then you do that walkthrough, you submit the paperwork, the proposal, and then you either close the contract or they go with someone else. And once you get the cleaning contract, it's recurring revenue because they need cleaning every single month. And then you simply find an hourly cleaner or a subcontractor and you're able to collect 50-40% of that contract on a monthly basis. And then you do the same thing for other cleaning contracts, and that's how you build your portfolio. You need to stop cleaning and have the business working for you. So by building your portfolio, it's like being a real estate investor buying houses. You get this contract, you systemize, and then you repeat that every single month. And you may be asking, how much do these contracts pay? Let's go over these examples. So if you found a contract that's 3 hours per visit, 50 hours an hour, twice a week, that's $12.99 per month. And then if you found a contract that's 5 hours per visit and you're charging $36 an hour, 5 days a week, that's almost $4,000 a month. Here's another example. If you found a contract that's 2 hours per visit and you're charging $60 an hour once a week, that's about $500 a month. And then if you found a contract that's 8 hours per visit and you're charging $34 an hour, 7 days a week, that's $8,200 per month. So just with these 4 commercial contracts, that's about $14,000 a month recurring. And with a 50% profit margin, that's $7,000 per month profit without ever cleaning. And that's with only 4 cleaning contracts. And you may be asking, why are the hourly rates different? That is because when it's more hours, we have to provide a volume discount to the client. But if it's only 2 hours, we're going to be charging $60, $70 an hour because we have to make it worth the drive. And before we continue, this is not for everyone. There is a reason why 90% of businesses fail within the first 5 years. Not everyone is meant for business. And I want to be transparent with you guys. If you guys are lazy, if you give up easily, If you have a big ego, thinking you're always right, if you're not willing to invest in your business, or you're not willing to put in the work, this won't be for you. So if that's you, I want to respect your time. But if you're willing to learn, you're coachable, you're willing to stay committed and not give up after disappointments. If you want to be a true business owner with employees that rely on you and make tens of thousands of dollars a month, and you want to do big things in life, then this is for you. But it won't be easy. You have to overcome the victim mentality. You have to be willing to meet with clients, hire people, deal with complaints, and you must understand return on investment. And if you're never willing to invest in your business, this won't be for you. So you need to use your capital as a tool to move the needle in your business. And if you stay long enough, the outcome's going to be having your own business working for you. So you never have to have a 9 to 5 ever again. And if you take that leap of faith, you stay committed, you don't give up, you do what you're supposed to do, the long-term outcome is going to be having your own profitable business, never have to worry about finances ever again, having a recession-proof business model that even if the whole economy crashes, people still need cleaning in their buildings. AI cannot clean buildings, so you can set yourself up for life. Think about it. With just 4 cleaning contracts, you're making $7,000 a month profit, and that is just the start. You don't have to stop there. I have worked with people who are making $250,000, $300,000 a month. So you need to really 10x your goals, especially with all the inflation happening. You need to learn to survive in this economy. You cannot save yourself to the top. Scare money doesn't make money. You need to have recurring revenue every single month. And the problem with a lot of business models out there, like painting, plumbing, fencing, home services, is that they're a one-time job. So every single month, you need to get new clients to stay in business. But with commercial cleaning, once you close a contract, it's recurring revenue every month. And since it's the same routine over and over again, you can easily systemize the cleaning so you can collect your percentage every single month. And there's so many good outcomes of having your own big business. You get to network with other CEOs. Your status as a cleaner will now be a CEO. I remember going to college and people making fun of me saying, have fun cleaning toilets, driving around with a mop, I'll call you when I need cleaning in my house. And now 7 years later, this is my car. And I say that not to show off, but to encourage you to chase your dreams. Just look around your city. There's thousands of buildings and they all get dirty. Someone has to clean them, right? Of course. So all we do is do the walkthrough and then systemize the cleaning. You don't have to overcomplicate this. And the best part is that once your business is fully systemized, you're able to make money on your sleep. There's nothing better than going to the beach and you made thousands of dollars for that day. And you can do this without ever buying a franchise and selling your soul to a franchise and being enslaved to them for the rest of your business. And you can do this without ever having to clean or pick up a mop. And you need to think about people that go to college who waste 4 years of their life, $100K into debt, just to have a 9 to 5 job, and they pay 30% back to Uncle Sam. And taking that path will simply leave you walking on a treadmill on autopilot for the next 40 years of your life. And you can have your own business without any college, without a high school diploma, without any certificates. And you can even start this without any equipment or an office or any business experience. There shouldn't be any objection why you couldn't do this. So why are you aiming for $5,000, $10,000 a month when you have the capability of making $20,000, $30,000 a month, even more?
And you may be asking, why should I listen to this guy? What qualifies him? Because a person who wants to learn how to fish doesn't ask the fish how to fish. They go to the fisherman, and you need to take the same approach when it comes to business. So what qualifies me? I cleaned for over 6 years, thousands of houses, over 300 move-out cleans, a bunch of post-construction projects. So I seen everything. I had people refusing to pay me. I had employees screw me over. So I cleaned for 6 years and I have been in business for 5 years. So after all these years, it's been a journey, and now I'm making $120,000 a month recurring in commercial cleaning contracts alone, and I don't have to clean anything. I was the fastest growing cleaning company in my city from 2017 to 2020, and then I started teaching people how to create their own cleaning business on YouTube, and that helped me get over 6,000 subscribers. And by making all these training videos, I constantly had people asking me for help, mentorship, support with their ads, sales team, closing process, and I helped hundreds of cleaning business owners past the 20K per month mark. And then in 2022, I decided to sell my contracts so I can fully focus on helping others grow their own business. And life completely changed. I remember the days where I had to clean for 7 days a week. I almost died once when I was driving back from a contract I was cleaning, and I lost control of my car and it went into the ditch. And I was constantly just driving all over the city. I would clean for 12 hours, all dirty. I would see people judging me when I was like cleaning because I was like all dirty. And now just life completely changed. I live in a penthouse. I drive a supercar. I retired my mom. I bought some land in South America. And I say these things to encourage you guys and tell you that we all have the same 24 hours. And if you wait forever, nothing will happen. You need to make this work because no one else will do this for you. You need to take it serious. And the more work you put in, the more you get. Opportunity looks a lot more like hard work. And you need to understand that there's a right way and a wrong way of doing things. And most people, even myself, I was doing it the wrong way. I was always trading time for money. If I stop working, I stop earning. And I had to do this the hard way from 10 years of doing this. When I first started, I spent months building my business. It took me 8 months to get my first contract. I didn't know how to get clients. I had unreliable workers. I didn't know how to price correctly. So to make this work, you need to do this the right way. And all of this didn't only work for me, but I also worked for so many of our clients, like Norma, who was over 50, didn't have any commercial contracts.
Okay, Rick, I am so excited. Oh my gosh, my first lead. Thank you so much, Rick.
And within the first month, already closed 2 commercial contracts.
Thank you.
And you can see from our text, she closed a contract that required 2 full-time individuals, charging at $34 an hour. So you guys can do the math. 16 hours a day times $34. That's Monday to Friday, which comes to $2,700 a week, which is about $11,000 per month. You guys can do the math. And our other client, Jamie, who closed 3 commercial contracts and now a whole new contract in just 1 month. And here's another client, Amitaj, who even had doubts in the beginning because he had a very thick accent. And you guys can see he just closed a new commercial contract this past week. Amazing. And I show you this to encourage you guys, because if all these people can do it, so can you. Because think about it. When you drive around your city, there's thousands of buildings. They all get dirty. And then all you have to do is close that commercial contract and then systemize the cleaning by hiring an hourly worker or a subcontractor. As long as you pay them good and you hire a reliable cleaner, they're gonna do the same thing over and over again, allowing you to collect recurring profits every month. And all you need is 10 of these contracts and you're set for life. But you don't have to stop there. And you may be concerned with competition. Don't worry about it. There's thousands of buildings. All you need is 10 contracts to be set. And you need to understand that most of these cleaning companies, they're run by mom and pop businesses. They're not professional companies. And they won't have the advantage that you're gonna have, because by having a mentor and working one-on-one, it's gonna be like having 20 years of experience, because you're learning from someone who's already done this. And I don't say this only from my experience. I invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into mentors, coaching programs, courses, marketing agencies to be where I am today. And you need to understand that you're losing opportunity by simply not having the business where you want it to be. And you need to understand that if you're not closing contracts every month right now, you're technically losing by not closing them in the first place. Just with one cleaning contract, let's do the numbers. If it's 5 hours per visit and you're charging $40 an hour, 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, that's a $4,000 contract every 4 weeks, which is about 13 times a year. That contract alone is about $50,000 per year. And since it's recurring revenue, let's say you kept that contract for 5 years. That's a $250,000 right there from one cleaning contract. And that is just the revenue on top of all the equity you're going to be building on the business. So by having a big business, that on itself becomes an asset. If you're making $1 million a year, you can sell that business for $1 million. And this is how Eric went from doing home services, making $2 to $5K a month. And after 4 months of working together, he closed 3 commercial contracts and he's now making over $20,000 per month recurring.
But after a cleaning launch, pretty soon we were making like, oh God, we're making like $20,000 a month now in less than like 6 months, $20,000 to $30,000 a month. We grew from having 0 contracts to actually having 3 commercial contracts. We serve an actual pretty large construction company. We clean the office of a large American shipping manufacturer for processed goods. And yes, we also have an office located in a marketing agency that we clean pretty often. And yeah, ever since cleaning launch, everything changed. I wish I knew a lot of this stuff before when I first started, but I'm just glad that I signed up in general. So thank you, Cleaning Launch. You helped transform Coastal Bend Cleaning. And thank you, Rick.
So he's making more money for less work. And we're not special. I came here as a poor immigrant at 10 years old, living basement to basement. So coming from a tough environment is no excuse. You are in charge of your life. Wherever you want to be, you can get there by simply taking action. Because too many people out there have a victim mentality, or maybe you think you know it all without understanding that the fastest way to go from point A to point B is to work with someone who's already done it. So how can I help you get commercial contracts? Number 1, I'm gonna help you find a remote salesperson for $3 an hour, and they're gonna be doing 350 calls a day, which is about 7,000 phone calls a month. Out of those 7,000 phone calls, someone has to say yes, right? Of course. Because most people do 10 phone calls and say it doesn't work. It does work. You simply have to do bigger numbers. And there's a few other methods that we can help you get commercial contracts with, such as email marketing automation, setting up your Google ads. And this is exactly how every single month I was closing multiple commercial contracts on a monthly basis. And within 12 months, I was able to semi-retire, because after cleaning for 6 years, the easy way to do it is to close a contract and outsource it. Repeat. So I didn't have to clean anymore to make money, because I had reliable cleaners doing the cleaning on my behalf. And that's what I want for you. You close a recurring contract, you outsource it, you collect 40-50% profit every month, and then you repeat. Because growing up, I thought that going to school, taking the 9-to-5 path was the way to success. It's not. It's all a lie. You're gonna waste 4 years, gonna go in 70, 100K into debt. And then you're gonna sell your time for 40 hours for the next 40, 50 years, taking 2 weeks off. And a lot of people say they make $80,000 a year, but in reality, their take-home salary is $43,000 to $5,000 a month. And relying on one income source, one job, it's not safe anymore. You need to have multiple streams of revenue. And what I mean by that is having multiple contracts. So if one cancels, you have many more that will keep you in business. And I remember being in college studying BA supply chain, and I was headed for this path. And if I didn't take that leap of faith, if when everyone around me was telling me, have fun cleaning toilets, I'll clean you when I need my house clean, if I would have listened to them, I wouldn't be where I am today. You need to escape the lie of thinking that you need to go to college, you need to have a job to make it. Having a job, waking up at 6 a.m. every Monday, listening to a boss, relying on one income source was not success to me. And you have two options in life. You either work for someone else or you have your own business. And this is exactly how I bought my car, which is about $250,000. If I would have listened to everyone else, I wouldn't be where I am today. But closing a contract is a process, because leads, walkthroughs, quotes are useless if you cannot close them. You first need to have a really good business credibility, because if your business credibility is not established, clients will not trust you with their office keys. You're gonna do walkthroughs and they won't call back. You can't just be a cleaning company. You have to be the best option a client has. And you also need a closing process, because if you're not saying the proper things in the walkthrough, if you don't have the proper documents, and you're gonna wonder why they picked your competition. And clients don't want to pick the cheapest provider, because what happens when they pick the cheapest one? We tell them, the cleaners are gonna be here half the time. They're gonna hire minimum wage workers or illegal workers. They're gonna have new cleaners every other week. It won't be safe for the office. So clients don't want to hire the cheapest one. They want to hire the best option, because you won't be the cheapest. You're going to be the best option. And that's what clients want. And if you haven't done 100 walkthroughs, it takes practice to get good at something. But as we mentioned before, one little mistake could be $250,000 or $100,000. So why grow your business through trial and errors when you have the option to skip 3 years by working with an expert, by working with someone who can help you get new contracts every month, mentor you for the next 12 months, because you don't have to make these costly mistakes. And you need to understand that if you do nothing, nothing happens. And most people rather save a penny to keep playing with pennies. Scare money doesn't make money. Saving money will not get you rich. Making money will get you rich. And by learning from someone who's already done it, you're able to multiply your monthly earnings. And once you're making over $50,000 a month, then you can start saving money. And I say this because most people have limiting beliefs or a mindset that's holding them back. And you need to overcome these objections, because there is a lot more to the business than just cleaning. You need to have reliable workers, otherwise they won't do a good job and they'll quit. You also need to make a profit, have a positive cash flow. You also need to make sure that you profit at least 40% and you keep the client for many years. And the last part is automating the business so you have a machine that works for you. And there's nothing better than getting those notifications of payments made without even lifting a finger. So let me ask you a question. Do you think all of this is going to work for you? Is this something you want to do? Because if you're a dedicated person, you want more in life, you're willing to put in the work, and you want to have your own business so you can have that financial freedom, then you have two options. Option one, you can do this yourself. You can save a penny, learn from trial and errors, and spend years trying to learn the whole business, and spend tens of thousands of dollars trying new methods to get contracts. And just like anything we do in life, when we do something for the first time, we usually suck at it, and we learn from experiencing it. And same goes for business. Or we can help you set up those client acquisition systems all done with you. I'll be your mentor for the next 12 months, get contracts right away, save a few million from mistakes, Have a 7-figure mentor by your side so you can save about 3 years worth of progress. Why reinvent the wheel when you can just copy paste everything? And not only that, but done with you. So what is my offer? Number one, we're gonna help you set up 1 to 3 client acquisition systems done with you. So you can start getting walkthroughs within 1 to 4 weeks. And once this is set up, you keep getting new contracts every month. And when you actually think about it, just one cleaning contract, you 10x your investment. And this is why I tell people, scare money doesn't make money. You cannot save yourself to the top. You have to be willing to put money into your business so you can get more output. Secondly, I'm gonna give you all the trainings, resources, and step-by-step SOPs. So you don't have to learn everything and waste years from experiences when you can basically copy paste the whole journey. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. And this alone will save you about 3 years. And even if you're making 50K a month, this is still for you. And I will be your one-on-one mentor for the next 12 months. This is not group coaching. This is not a course. And you won't be getting coached by a salary worker. You're getting coached directly from me. And that's why I only work with 10 people a month. And right now you may be asking, what is the outcome? You will be able to get new commercial walkthroughs every single week. You will be able to close these contracts with a high closing rate. You will be able to price them correctly. You will have a system to have cleaners ready on standby so you never run out of cleaners. And you will also get to network with other cleaning business owners in our community. And there's so much more that you're getting. My ultimate goal is to take you from point A to point B as fast as possible. I'm here to save you 3 years. That's it. And before we go, I just want to answer a few questions and objections that people may have. If you do nothing, nothing will happen. If you sit on your couch, nothing will happen. But if you do what I tell you and you actually put in the work, you show up to those walkthroughs, you send those proposals out, you will make it. Think about it. With the virtual assistant doing 350 calls a day, 5 days a week, someone has to say yes, right? Of course. The second biggest question, what is the cost and return on investment? You're gonna need about $2,000 to $6,000 to get started with us. And the return on investment is 10 to 100x. Think about it. One cleaning contract, recurring revenue. And when you actually see this from a different perspective, getting multiple contracts a month versus not getting any contracts at all, this outcome, you're 1,000x in your investment over and over again. The second biggest question, will this work for me? If you live in a small town with 100 people, it won't work. You need to have at least 20,000 people in your city, and you have to be willing to put in the work. As long as you're willing to show up to the walkthroughs, you have some common sense, you're coachable, you will make it. I had clients from different ethnicities, 60 years old, 18 years old, and they were all able to close contracts. So as long as there's at least 20,000 people in your city, that's all it matters. If there's buildings, they get dirty, so someone has to clean them. Simple. You need to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe it's possible, you'll see objections, because whatever you want to believe is what you'll see. So you shouldn't doubt opportunity. And the last objection is, I have no money. I want to be honest, we don't work for free, and you may not be ready. If you're trying to scrape by $1,000 or $500, if you're not ready right now, what I suggest, just go clean some houses, charge $200, $300, clean 20 of them. You're gonna be set. And if maybe you're having doubts, I wanna send you a text with my YouTube playlist. It has about 30 training videos. It has many hours worth of training. So I recommend watching, learning more about the business so you guys can make an informed decision. And if you're ready for this, if you're ready to get contracts, if you're ready to work one-on-one and take your cleaning business to the next level, book a Zoom meeting below and we can get started as fast as possible. But again, we only take 10 clients a month, so it's very limited. So pick a time below for a Zoom meeting and we'll talk soon. Take care. Bye.